A little while ago, I attempted this build challenge in The Sims 4, where you have to take a maze and try to build a house within the maze walls. You're not allowed to add any new walls or delete any that are within the maze. Everything has to stay put. And then the goal is to try and make the most normal looking house you can without changing the maze. Things can get interesting, but I thought this would be the perfect build challenge for Paralives because we have this rug feature. You can use this rug to upload your own pictures into the game. You may have seen my previous video where I used this feature to recreate a floor plan. But in this case, with this challenge, we can use it to trace a maze. You used to need to download a mod to be able to do this, but in a recent update, Paralives actually added it into the game, so you don't even have to download it anymore. But let me show you how this is gonna work. So I found this maze. It's in a cute little heart shape, which honestly, I do think is going to be a little bit ambitious. A lot of the mazes I was looking for ended up just looking like a box, and I don't want the outside of my house to look like a boring QR code. I want the outside of my house to look like a heart. And also, this is gonna be the first time I'm attempting to use the curved wall feature in Paralives. So yeah, a couple challenges that we have to conquer here, but I think we can turn this into a cute house. Hopefully. I am a little bit concerned about the sizing of this though. I might make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so I think I've sized this out right. I'm gonna first test it out by making sure I can at least fit a couch in here somewhere. And this has to be a functional house. Like, Para need to be able to move around in here. These lines are looking a little thick for wall space anyway. They take up more room on the maze than they will in the actual house. So I think this is gonna work out. Okay, so let's start tracing it. And I'm actually gonna start with the regular straight walls. And I'm gonna keep following them for as long as I can before I have to start curving, because since Paralives is still in early access, we can't place windows or doors on any curved walls. They'll be adding that feature in the future, but we can't be making an entire house here without windows or doors. That just sounds sad and depressing, so I'm gonna go as far as I can, which I think should be here, and then we're gonna try and use the curved wall feature. I found the curved wall feature in Paralives to be a little bit of a learning curve, because you kind of have to click outwards like this and you make an angle before you can come in. So honestly, I do find it a little bit hard to figure out. But how is that? Let me see if I delete this. Okay, we have a little bit of a curve. Let me try the other way. I'm gonna keep going the same way that I did with these regular walls. I almost wonder if I could go the entire way with the regular walls. Maybe if I just go around adding these tiny walls, curving each one every time, maybe I'll have the same effect. I'm gonna compare the two. I'm just gonna bring this around and connect it. And I don't know, what do we think? On one hand, this side looks a lot more clean. There's less corners happening, whereas I actually feel like this side followed the shape a little bit better. I also just purchased this entire lot so I could go in and delete this tree in the way. Wait a second, I just realized I could buy like all of these lots and I could connect things from other lots onto that one. Wait a second, there's an idea there. I don't know what, but that's cool. I kind of want to rebuild this entire neighborhood now. Anyway, back to the challenge. I deleted the curved walls and I'm gonna try and do the same thing that I did on the other side, just using small one tile walls and following along the lines of the heart this way. You know what? I'm good with that. The fact that you can place your walls on any angle really helps in this situation. Like, I feel like you could build whatever shape you wanted. Now I'm gonna go in and trace the rest of the walls. So I'm gonna try and get in the middle of each one as perfectly as I can. And I'm also thinking about having the exits, like where you exit and enter the maze. That can be where we add our doors. So I'm gonna keep those in mind. There's one in the back corner, like one back here, and there's another one right here at the front, so that can be our front entryway. These little lines are gonna be so awkward. I don't know what we're gonna do with those. Maybe some shelving, like we could add little bookshelves in there maybe. I'm gonna finish off this part here. This is another big section. I need this section right here, and then I think this might be the last spot. Oh no, I missed one. There's one right here in the corner. All right, so all of our interior walls should be placed. Now I can go in and delete the rug, so we'll just get rid of that. And this is what we're left with for our layout. We're gonna tackle that in a second, but first we need to try and make the outside look cute. And I'm gonna put that rug back for a second so I can see where the doors go. That's the entry right there. So this is where we can place a door. And then this right here will be the back door. Okay, now we can delete our heart. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Okay, first thing I wanna do is raise up the wall heights. This way I can raise raise up the flooring so we'll have a foundation on the house. And this way we can build a front patio leading out to the front door. We'll raise that up so it's going to meet the same level as the door. And one thing with Paralives, sometimes I have a hard time placing the stairs. I've seen other people having this issue too. Sometimes when you go and place them, okay, of course it did it properly the first time, but sometimes when you place them, they won't connect onto where you're trying to put them unless you're really lucky like me today. But what I've been doing instead is just shrinking them first, rotating them, and then placing them on, because then you have a little bit more freedom with where you want to put it. But in my case, we don't have to do a thing. We don't have to do that at all. Can I be honest with you guys? I'm stalling because I have no clue how we're gonna roof this today. Not a single clue. Okay, let me try first with these rounded roof pieces. I have built plenty of heart-shaped houses in The Sims 4, and normally when I do that, I have a foolproof way of roofing it. You take two round pieces and put them at the top of the heart like that. And then normally I'd be able to connect like a hipped roof piece in there perfectly, but because of the angles that we're using, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that method today. Yeah, no, that looks insane. What if we tried a little bit more of a traditional roofing type, like this gabled roof piece, and we'll just bring that over to the back. I'm covering this entire one side of the heart, so it looks like this so far. Then I'm gonna copy that same roof piece and I'm gonna try and put it on top, but I'm bringing it in so it's gonna be just over top of this patio. And I'm deleting this. We're gonna redo the entire thing. Basically, I just want that roofing piece to be centered with my front door. Now we've covered most of it, we have to cover this empty spot. So I'm gonna take another gabled roof piece. I'm gonna bring this over and we're just going to cover that. Okay, now this is what the roofing looks like from the top. This is giving normal house. From the side, we're looking a little crazy with that overhang. So what I'm gonna do now is have our patio start from back here, and this way that is gonna look a little less awkward there because I'm hoping we can just make it wrap around slightly. I'll raise that back up to meet the door, delete the ceiling on top, and then I was thinking we could maybe add a column right there, and then we add another matching one on the other side, and I'm also gonna add some here at the front. I want this to look intentional. I don't want it to look like I'm working around the heart shape, you know what I mean? And from the front, I mean, it's so far so good. I feel like we could pull this off as a regular house. I'm kind of thinking since it's a heart house, it should be pink. The roofing has to be a different color too, maybe like a brown. I also feel like we need some kind of column or like spandrel at the front. So I'm taking this archway, I'm gonna bring it over the stairs, and I'm gonna bring it up so it looks like it's going along the top of the roofing. Maybe this one would look a little better since it's already made of stone. I just feel like that makes it look a little more interesting at the front. I also added some stone wallpaper along the foundation, and there are even more weird patio spaces in the back here. So I'm just gonna do the same thing I did at the front and kind of change around this backspace until it looks good. I added some more columns back here. I'm gonna add some stairs, and then I think I'm gonna connect the two by just drawing a pathway all the way to the front. We still don't have any windows, so let's change that. I'm gonna add a couple here at the front. Yeah, those look good there. The rest of the windows we use are gonna have to be kind of skinny because if we go too far, we're gonna come off of the tiny walls that I made at the curve. So I'm kind of just going around and making these as evenly spaced as I can. I can make some of them a little smaller for some variation. Some of them can have cute window boxes. There's kind of a weird spot in the roofing here, so this is where I'm gonna add a chimney. And honestly, now I just have to go in and add some landscaping. Okay, so this is how the outside of the house turned out. I feel like from here, there's no way you can tell this is shaped like a heart. It looks like a normal house. Like this part especially, this was such a hard roofing project to pull off, but I actually really like how this front entry area turned out. With those archways and the landscaping, I just feel like it pulls it all together. There's a cute little seating spot on the front porch. On there, I added some little teacups and a newspaper. There's not as much going on in the backyard here, but we have a barbecue and a little dining table. But now that we finished the outside, we have to go and try and figure out the layout on the inside. And as a reminder, this is what we're dealing with. I almost forgot how horrible this is. So I think I'm going to start at the front entry and work my way around. And I'm already realizing I think I have to change my front door. When you come in here, you pretty much hit this corner immediately. So if we replace that door with something smaller, I feel like it won't look as weird when you walk in. Judging by the pink paneling on the outside, I feel like this would be the kind of house that would just have wallpaper. So I put this beige one pretty much everywhere just as a base, but I know I also want to section off all of these corners. Like I don't want them to just be left with nothing there. I think these columns are going to look a lot better if I just attach them right onto each edge. A big issue we're going to run into later in this build is we're not going to be able to add any interior doors doors. There aren't going to be any actual rooms, like all of this is open concept. Okay, our columns are all placed. I'm changing my flooring to something that matches a little better. And let's start over here with this corner. The thing that makes this challenge so unique is you have to find different ways to make each of these awkward spaces work. So in this front space, I am just going to try and make the coziest little reading spot. I'm going to change up the wallpaper just for this room. I've made a custom chair color, but I think I want to match the frame to the windows, since before that they were matching the wallpaper. I downloaded this really adorable custom shelf recently. I just made it the tiniest bit lighter, and I'm going to go in and add some curtains. My goal for this house is going to be a super cozy, maybe cottagecore vibe. So I'm going to add some little framed pictures up here. I'll just find something cute to put in those frames. Oh, I also have a couple of these umbrella stands. I'm going to add one of those here by the door. Then we can add a big mirror on the wall near the door too. Like this is where you can put your shoes on. I actually do have this bench, and this can be the perfect thing to put underneath this mirror because there's little cubbies, and this can be where we add little shoes down here. Maybe we can also add some little rain boots by the door. I feel like having the different shoes gives a lot of different context. Like you might be able to get an idea about who lives here based on the shoes. In this corner, I could also hang up the coat, or maybe this stuff should go more so on this wall, and then we can fill up some of these spaces with some plants. I'm gonna add an overhead light right when you walk in, and I'll keep these going down the hallway. Also, since we are going for the cottagecore vibe, I do want to use maybe this pattern for my cushions. I'm gonna raise those up and just put them on my chair. We can probably go even a little bit lighter with the color, and I'm kind of wondering if I could get a hallway rug going all the way down this strip here, but we might still need a little welcome mat, so I'll go like that. I recently downloaded this adorable mushroom lamp. How cute is that? I'm gonna add that in there, and then I'm also gonna go in with a little bit more book clutter. Okay, now we got some nice clutter going on our shelf, and for an entryway, this is looking pretty good so far. Then coming over to this spot, this is where we start having those weird lines. This is where I was originally picturing a bookshelf area. Like, I don't know if I should just try and put it along the back wall like this, or if I should try and corner it off and maybe that'll look a little better. That's definitely the best option from inside. Like, this is what it looks like when we just kind of section off that corner. It looks a little strange from the top, but I'm okay with that. Ooh, wait, you know what we could do? I could place a couch right here. I'm gonna place it as far against the wall as I can. I'm gonna change the color of that couch, don't worry. But I'm thinking we do couch on that wall and then maybe a fireplace right here. Ooh, I like this one because I can adjust the sizing of it so I can bring that up. I changed the color. I'm also gonna probably change the wallpaper right there. And let's see how it looks if I match the couches to the chair colors. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I like it on the angle like that. I feel like this is another situation where it doesn't look that weird from the inside, but from above, I'm not so sure. What if it went along this wall instead? So we'll have the bookshelf there, then we're gonna have the fireplace. Yeah, that's definitely a better fit for this. Then we could add a picture right here over top of the couch. Let's do a nice classic one like this picture. Yeah, that definitely works. This is cute. This is definitely one of the more classy houses that I've built so far in Paralives. I really want to try and get one of like the light purple colors from the picture on this pillow. Then we can get that other picture. There's one that matches this one. I'll put that on the wall that needed something right there. And then to fill this space here, I'm just gonna add an end table. I recently just downloaded this really cute lamp with a little bow. It is so perfect for this aesthetic. Ooh, and we can put this plant so it's kind of curving around the font there. And we can match the planter to the pillows that I added. So it's gonna be this nice purple color there. I also have this back wall that is really boring, so I'm just gonna place this cute heart shelf. I love these little heart shelves. They're like little vintage wooden shelves with hearts in them. I actually recently bought one for my kitchen and it looks so cute in there. I could hang an umbrella from here. Maybe I'll hang a couple in different swatches. Okay, yeah, I really like this so far. I feel like it looks so cozy. It's so like soft so far. Kind of giving grandma's house. That or like your aunt or something. Okay, let's keep going along. I feel like we should tackle the kitchen next. And I'm really hoping I can get it into one of these spaces right here. I think I could get it here. I think I could do my fridge. Then I add my counters and bring them all the way along this wall. But actually in between one of those will be my oven. Then somewhere here we can add a sink. And this is such a small space. I don't know if we really even need cabinetry. Actually, it's really not that bad. I definitely think Parrot can fit in there. I will be testing all of this to really make sure. Actually, let's do that now before we get too far. Oh my gosh, of course my Parrot is like halfway across the city. I'm just gonna fast forward her along there. She's got a long walk. Okay, she's in the house. Let me just make sure she can grab a snack. Maybe I'll just get her to cook something really quick. Oh yeah, she can work in here we're good. We will of course need some lighting, and a pantry here in this corner would be perfect. I'll just add a bunch of kitchen clutter on here. Maybe we add this little measuring thing. I'm adding some plants here in this awkward corner, but then beside those we could also fit a trash can. Okay, so now we have a fully functioning kitchen. I don't know about the dining table. I don't know how lucky we're gonna get there. I mean, okay, maybe if it's a small dining table like this and we add a couple chairs, but I can't add more than that. I don't think they'd be able to get through the chairs if I added them like this. I also don't like that it's like right in the center of this walkway. I feel like that would be so annoying. So I could just fit it against this wall like that. Then all we have to do is decorate this wall a little bit more and we'll be good. I made a hutch in the back there and I matched the green to the cabinets that I used in the kitchen. We are going to add a little more decor to this hallway area. Maybe a mirror can go over the dining table. I already put this outside, but how cute is this little teapot? There's also these really cute little mouse pictures. They definitely match our cottagecore theme. And I think I'll turn this into a gallery wall. So I'm adding a couple smaller pictures here too. So now we've got our kitchen done. We've got an adorable dining area done. That dining spot is so cute. I feel like that might be my favorite part of the house for right now. That means we're about halfway done with this house, but I still need to do some bedrooms and we still need to figure out what to do about the bathroom. This is where it's gonna get a little tricky because you need privacy in those rooms, obviously, especially the bathroom. Otherwise, Para are gonna get like embarrassed thinking other people are in the room when they're going to the bathroom. So, okay, I wonder what would happen if I placed a door right here, but then using the toggle tool, I make it bigger and then I bring it over like this. I need to make it big enough so that it's going to be covering this area. I'm technically not adding a wall. I don't even know if that door is going to work and it also looks so big. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to see if she can get in there. Oh my gosh, it works. That's perfect. Now we can separate our bathroom and the bedrooms. And we didn't even have to add a wall. I do want to change the flooring of just this room, so I'm going to use the separator tool, which is not a wall, it just separates the room. And that way I can go in and change the flooring. I also think I want to change the wallpaper in this room. Then on this side, I can fit a bathtub. The toilet can go right here beside that. And then we can do a vanity right here. I might do a double. We can do two of the same sinks right here. Then we just need a mirror, some more towels, and we could use a picture right here. So now we have a cute private bathroom. We didn't add any walls, but we have the door there, so hopefully that will keep Para from getting embarrassed. Now I'm trying to see where I can fit a bed. I found this space kind of near the back, or similarly we could get one here on this side. As long as Para can get into that side of the bed, it'll be fine as long as we add something non-functional to these areas because they won't be able to get there. Instead of the door for this one, I might go ahead and add a curtain instead. I don't know, I don't hate the idea. You could just pull it across if you wanted privacy. Wait, I just realized all of my flooring changed. No, that's not what we want. Let's put that back. I do want to change the wallpaper in here though. Ooh, wait, actually, if we put this down here, we'll have way more room in this bedroom. Yeah, that's perfect. Now we have room for a dresser. I did download some cute kid stuff recently, so I'm thinking this could be maybe a grandchild's room if they come and visit. So I'm gonna clutter up this dresser with some cute toys. I guess since it is a kid's bedroom, we could use one of these even smaller beds and then the whole thing will be functional. I'm adding some cute art on the wall. We can add a table here, a little lamp. This over here could potentially be a cute reading spot. Okay, just kidding. These chairs are huge. That might have to go in the corner. Back here instead, I'll add a mirror. So now we have a completely functional kids room. We have the little bed. We've got some toys. We've got the bookshelf over here and a little reading spot. Now I feel like I need to add a high chair here somewhere. So I'm just gonna add this over here in this corner. I'm assuming also they might not use it all the time anyway, just when the toddler is coming over to visit. Okay, so now we know our next bedroom is gonna be down here. The only thing is the entry would be over here, making this the most awkwardly shaped room. I do think I'll add a door here again though, so I'm bringing that across. I'm gonna change the flooring in this room too to maybe like a carpet or something, maybe something just a little different. I've got my bed. I'm pretty sure the single is all I'm gonna be able to fit for now. And this is like the worst shaped room, so I'm gonna add a plant here, maybe a couple of them, and maybe I'll just add some mirrors here over the bed. So we've got the bed area figured out. We need to add a dresser, so I'm adding that there. I'm gonna add a full body mirror beside it. I'm adding more of the classic art that I had in the living living room. This is definitely the owner of the house, so I feel like they would want their stuff to match. I could add a couple chairs here. The thing with this bedroom is it just keeps going and it's very narrow. Like there's an entire space back here too. We can add some skill items. We could do a record player here. I do want to add a desk, but I think I'll save that for this spot here. We gotta be careful in this room because I don't want to add too much so no one can come in here. But this is how the bedroom turned out. We've got the little seating area, our dresser. In that little back nook, I decorated the bookshelf a little more. It's kind of just a listening area for the record player. Okay, now all we have is this center bit here, and there's a small nook over to the left too. And I think in this one nook, I'm gonna go ahead and add this games table. I'm not adding that third chair there so that Para can still go around. I'll just decorate this spot with a little bit more decor. This can be cat corner. I'm adding some cat pictures here. Ooh, a speaker here would also be a good idea. There's this tiny one that's just gonna fit on that shelf. Maybe this is the skill room of the house because I could put an easel here too. Now we have a cute little games corner. There's the option for the easel there too. And for the final space, we did not add a TV. I think I could get one here. And then we could have some chairs facing like this on both sides, and then Paris should be able to just make it through around those chairs. It'd be a little weird because you have this wall like right in between. I mean, I could add a window here and it could be like some kind of weird divider, but again, why would you want that in the middle of your living room? Don't ask me, but you know what? I kind of don't hate it. It could for sure be worse. I'm also gonna add a couple more toys in here. I would love a rug to tie that area together, but how am I supposed to put that underneath the wall? Now we've got a second living room space, and the final thing I'm adding over here in this corner is a computer. All right, so that's the final section of our Heart Maze house. We have the little desk area over here with the computer. We have our TV spot, and I just added a bookshelf over here as well. So that's how our Heart Maze house turned out in Paralives. I hope you guys like this video. This is a really fun challenge to try. Definitely recommend it. Find your own maze on Google, upload it onto Paralives, and then you can trace your own maze layout. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more Paralives videos, more Sims videos, or anything else, let me know what you want to see in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.